So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make one bar chord turn into 12 bar chords. The interesting thing about bar chords is it's called a movable shape. And if you know how to play one chord, so in a previous video, I taught you how to play an A major chord. Let's review some of the notes from that video. I think it's important. If you want more detailed notes, just go ahead and click back and then come back to this video. But I wanted to share with you just some of the things that we were doing in that video. One was we wanted to make sure that the index finger is laid across the fret. We wanted to roll our finger counterclockwise. It can be right up against that fret marker, right, that fret bar here. And then we're able to make the middle finger position, the ring finger position, and the pinky. And our thumb is kind of behind this other fret here, and our elbow is turned in, and this part of the guitar is being held in by this hand. So we can relieve the tension on our fingers and make that chord. That was really fast, but if you wanted more details, just go ahead and click on that other video that we have in the link below. But so this A major chord, if you wanted to be able to, if you've conquered that and you feel confident in being able to move on, there's a thing that you need to know in order to be able to make different chords. Now this A major chord is based on the root note, this root note, which is the A right here on this top E string. So this is, I'm going to show you movable chords on the top E string. That's important because the root note is here on this 6th string. This is the E string. Now I tell my students all the time, I tell them a little mnemonic device to learn the strings. The top E string is elephants. It's elephants and donkeys grow big ears. You might have used a different type of way to memorize it, but something about dynamite, there's all different kinds. But for our purposes right now, the top E is what we want to focus in on. And I always say there's 4 notes, 2 pairs of notes that you always want to make sure that you understand that they are right next to each other. So a little bit of music theory, just real quick, nothing crazy, that a half step is 1 fret movement. So from here to here is a half step. A whole step is 2 half steps together to make a whole step. So this would be a half step. So here to here is a half step. Here to here to here is a whole step. So it's 2 half steps. That's important because when you're memorizing the notes on the top E string, you need to know that E and F are right next to each other. They're a half step in between each other. I call them best friends. They're E and F, and the other one is B and C. So E and F and B and C are best friends. So when you're moving in an ascending order from E, musically, the next note from E is F. So E, then here is an F. Then a half step from F wouldn't be G, it would be F sharp. Then this would be a G. So the distance between F and G is 2 half steps. Remember, because E and F are right next to each other, they're half steps, and B and C are right next to each other. Everything else is a whole step. So whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half in the 8-note tone scale. So in an octave, which is 8 notes, you have E to E. So let's count this. E, F, F to G would be right here because it's 2 half steps. G to A would be 2 half steps. A to B would be 2 half steps. B to C, remember, they're right next to each other, it's a half step. B, C. C to D is a whole step. D to E is another whole step. So in the scale, you have E to E, you have 8 notes. These notes in between, so E, F, F sharp, can also be called G flat. A lot of players that I play with over the years, when they see a G flat, they go nuts. They could like freak out, like, what's it flat? Like, what is that? When you're playing a bar chord, it's easy. All you know is if you know that this right here, this note right here, this root note is a G, then this is a G major chord. In order to be able to play a G flat, Flat means less, or going in a opposite direction towards the headstock, down. G, G flat. So this is G, G flat. If you're moving in an ascending direction, so F to F sharp, that's F sharp. F sharp and G flat, they're called enharmonic equivalents. That's right. Basically, they're the same. So G flat and F sharp are the same. Moving forward, another example, G to A. What's in between G and A is A flat, this note right here. So the root note A flat, from a descending direction, A flat. From an ascending direction, G to G sharp. G sharp, A flat, they're the same, enharmonic equivalents. There's lots of teachers out there who are doing some stuff, but I've just found some tricks to be able to help you guys out. And that's one of them. So learning the top E string. So if we take the one chord that we learned originally, which was A major, this formation, we can put it anywhere and convert it into one of those 12 chords. So if let's do something simple. Let's A major. Let's play G. So E, F, G on the 3rd fret. There's a G. Let's play C. Okay, so we know where A is. A is right here. So this is B, and we know that B and C are half steps right there. So C major. Let's play B. Right there. C, B. Let's play something else. Let's do something harder. Let's go back to a G flat. Well, I know that this is G, so right there, G flat. I'm using the exact same chord formation, just moving this finger around. This finger represents this nut right here, so you're basically moving it around. My challenge to you is to not just simply grab a capo and kind of slap it on. I'm looking for a capo around. This one, what guys will do, well, play a G flat. Well, they'll go ahead and go like this, and they're like, well, G flat and A flat are the same, so I just put a capo on it and then play a G like a cowboy chord, which totally works, especially if you're singing. It makes it totally works for you, but not for this exercise. You want to be able to know how to make an A flat, a B flat, C, D. So we'll play all the chords. F major, that's 1. F sharp or G flat, that's 2. G, that's 3. G sharp or A flat, that's 4. A major, A sharp or B flat, remember. B, C, C sharp or D flat, D, then here, woo, D sharp, E flat. It's getting tight. So that's why this guitar here, if you notice, this guitar has a cutaway, so you can get down in here. The challenge with making that 12th chord, that E major, is because this cutaway isn't there, right? Let's see if I can make it, something like that. But if I had a cutaway, you understand, it would create more room for me to access down in here. I'm trying to remember the country singer that said, there's no money that's made down here. He made all his money right down here. But what we want to do is be able to, if we leave this capo at the house, we know how to at least move around on the top E string. So, all right, that's it for this video. If this video was helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.